Hello everybody, my name is Zach, aka the Weather Gamer, bringing you week 3 of WWC, your Chicago Charizards taking on Damien and his Dutch Appletuns. Yes, this is post-commed. Unfortunately, Damien and I couldn't play at the same time that I was able to record, so we just played it, and then I am obviously post-commentating it here. So, team I brought was a Specs Dragapult, a Nasty Plot, Infernape with Shookaberry, I believe it was Wakanberry, Corviknight with Bulk Up, Roost, Brave Bird, and Body Press, Scarf Mamoswine, Standard Mayonetric, and Serp. I predicted Damien to bring 5 of the 6 that he did bring. I thought he was going to bring Galvantula for webs, but I guess he opted for Miltank to try and counter Dragapult and Serp. I don't know what ability that Miltank was, but we'll go ahead and jump into it. I believe I led with Mayonetric, yeah. So I led main because he had no ground type. It basically gave me a free Volt Switch across the board. Seeing that he led the Greninja definitely gave me a free, and I think he switched to try and make sure he didn't reveal that it was Scarfed. Turns out it wasn't. It was Spexed, I believe, but he hid the thing by just hard switching there. I go ahead and Volt Switch on out on the Venusaur, bringing in Mamo. This was risky because he could have just Giga Drained me. I see the Synthesis, and I'm going to go into Corviknight, because at that point I figured, okay, this is a defensive, kind of nuisance-y Venusaur. It's not going to be more offensive and probably have Giga Drain. It's probably going to have Giga Drain, or probably doesn't have Giga Drain when I saw Synthesis, so I went ahead and switched out to get Corviknight in, because I should be able to set up with Corviknight. If I get to like +2, +3 across the board, I could beat his entire team. He switches into the Arcanine as I go for a Bulk Up, and I immediately got a little concerned about this. Obviously, Mirror Armor bounces back at my +1, and I almost stayed in, but then I thought about the fact of what if he's Special Arcanine packing Flamethrower. There is absolutely no reason to stay in on this thing, so I make the switch into Mamo, and I'm correct. He is special and he's offensive. Because that did way too much to Mamoswine through Thick Fat. So he's going to end up two-shotting Mamo here, which I didn't really have a choice. It gives me Polt, and I correctly predict the Kiss coming in, going for the Thunderbolt there. So, to get some nice chip on this thing. Switch out into main just so I avoid any sort of Fairy type move, which is also really nice because I see that he has T-Wave, which was nice in being able to block that with Mayonetric, so Dragapult doesn't get paralyzed or anything else gets paralyzed. Goes into the Venusaur, which I predict, giving me a Volt Switch to get Corviknight back in. I see Leech Seed and go for a Brave Bird. And now that I know that he's Synthesis, Leech Seed, knockoff, he probably doesn't have Giga Drain. At this point, I'd be very surprised if he had Giga Drain because he's got Synthesis and Leech Seed for his recovery. He switches into Arcanine. I go ahead and Brave Bird again, predicting it, because once Arcanine goes down, there's really nothing sitting in the way of Corviknight once it gets boosted, besides Greninja or a Fire Blast coming off the Togekiss, which I had not seen anything yet. So I went ahead and just removed the Arcanine. Plus, removing Arcanine allows Serp a little more breathing room, as well as Infernape. In comes the Zamazenta. I'm going to go ahead and switch into the main to drop its attack. He close combats, dropping his Spadef. I fire off an Overheat and do a lot of damage to the Miltank, and at this point, This thing is really only good for checking attacking the Greninja and the Togekiss. It's not defensively going to serve me any purpose, and I still have Superior to check. Gren and Kiss can be checked by Pult and to an extent Corviknight, so I wasn't super worried if I let main go down. So I just fire off a Toxic and then Volt Switch out to get Infernape in, forcing another switch here into the Togekiss. I get the Nasty Plot, and this next sequence is I don't know if it was low rolls, I don't know if it was just what the sequence was here, but I go for Fire Blast. It should have killed the Togekiss. It lives on 2. I live on 7%. Somehow I lived on 7% from that Air Slash. I had just enough bulk to take that, which is really, really fortunate because the Greninja could have very easily come in and just finished me off at this point, which was problematic. And then I made a decision here on this next move. I had Vacuum Wave specifically for Greninja, and I almost Vacuum Waved here, and then I was like, no, don't Vacuum Wave, you'll reveal it, and he won't go Greninja. So instead, I go for my other move, which is Grass Knot, which guaranteed killed at 2%, draws in the Greninja exactly as I predicted. The Vacuum Wave kills it, getting Greninja off the board, and at that point, I just have to deal with a Zamazenta, and I should be able to win this game. So I was really glad I didn't Mach Punch there, or Vacuum Wave there, because it brought the Greninja in, and I was able to remove that threat. Zamazenta comes in, I'm just going to Mach Punch again, because I'm slower, I'm going to die, do what damage I can, bring in main, and fire off another Overheat, which is going to put the Venusaur down in range as he switches into Miltank. Toxic the Miltank, because I want to force it to Heal Bell as I Volt Switch to give me a free Heal Bell. In comes Corviknight, and at this point I know that this Miltank being Milk Drink, Heal Bell, probably S-Toss, and Stealth Rocks or some other move. I don't think it can touch me. I think the Zamazenta can't touch me if I can get Bulk Ups up. And I know Venusaur can't touch me at this point with only Synthesis, Knock, and Leech Seed revealed. I just beat the Venusaur. So if I can get some Bulk Ups up, I should win this game. He switches, giving me a Roost to heal. I know the Venusaur can't touch me. I'm just going to start bulking up here. The worst it can do is Leech Seed, which it tries to and misses, which doesn't matter. And I can just start bulking up at this point. I'm not concerned about Venusaur healing. Miltank comes in as I Brave Bird and kill it. Rocky Helmet recoil, in comes Zamazenta. Goes for a close combat, which is not going to kill me. I go for the Roost to heal up. Wild Charge is doing nothing. It tickles at this point. I go for a Body Press to kill, and then the Venusaur will get to full. I'll Brave Bird and take it out. So Corviknight with the sweep at the end. All I had to do was remove Greninja and Arcanine, the two biggest issues for it, because Greninja can just pound it specially to its Spadef, and Arcanine being the special, the two biggest issues. But surprisingly, Pult only hit the field once and didn't really have to do much. But yeah, GG's to Damien. That's going to be how Week 3 ends. That was a 4-0, which puts us to, I think, +5 now. I lost 2-0. Did I beat Con 5-0? Let me check this now. Standings. Yeah, I'm 2-1 +5. Because I 3-0'd Con. So, after getting 2-0'd by Monk, yep. So yeah, that puts us at second place, only behind Thriller, who I don't play this season, who is 3-0 +8. So we shall continue to see how this goes. We're only 3 weeks in. There's still quite the log jam that can occur, and we'll go from there. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.